Howdy Grubs! The question I see and hear the most about retro emulation handhelds is, what one should I get? Or should I get this or this? I've been in this hobby since the Pocket Go, so about 6 years now. I did take a break, but I came back, and there are a few ways that I can answer this question, so I'm going to be blunt. The likelihood of you buying just one of these handhelds is pretty low. Everyone who buys one of these ends up owning like 3. There's some people out there with like all of them, collecting them like they're actual Pokemon. But if you don't even have a clue of what you want yet, then the best way to get started is to just pick something and learn what you hate about it. But we're going to be smart about this. I'm going to recommend you an all-rounder that has a decent chance at being your actual favorite. If not, it's cheap, and you'll learn what you want out of a handheld from that experience. Either way, it's a banger of a device, so I think you'll dig it. We have 2 directions to go in for budget, which is my primary focus on this stuff. We have Android and Linux-based handhelds. There's a chance that you're completely new to this, so here is a shrimplified version. Android is annoying to set up, but it's usually much more powerful than a Linux handheld of a similar price. But at the price point we're aiming for, I don't think any Android is going to be any better, for the same actual price. We're going for 40 to 50 bucks. This puts it at less than the cost of a modern game, making it super affordable. It's less than the cost of a game like, 5-6 years ago. The only Android handheld at this price is going to be the recently released XU Retro XU20V32. Rolls right off the tongue. God, I love these names. I ordered one, but it's not in yet, but from what I've seen, it's not much better than my recommendation. It's about on par. My recommendation is this, the RG35XX, but with one huge, gigantic jiggly butt. The one I have is the original one. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, so the one I'm recommending you is the Pro, which is currently on sale on Ambernick's store for $43.99. I'm just realizing that as I was writing this, because I was looking up the names, because the names are so hard to remember, because there's so many of them, and they're all named like this across all the companies, so it's really confusing, even for me, who's been, eating and breathing and sleeping this stuff for a while now, even before I started doing YouTube videos for it. But I can't really recommend you the other ones, as it appears availability is low on those, so I can't really recommend you the Plus, but the Pro is fine. It gives you a lot of options when figuring out what you want. In terms of power, the RG35XX is like all of Ambernick's XX devices. They use the H700 chipset, which has been around for a very long time, 3, 4, 5 years now, and it has become a very mature system. It has a great stock operating system nowadays. It used to be trash, and if you want to add a new operating system made by the community, there are some equally great options like MooOS and Nully. For more on CFWs or community operating systems, check out the CFW video on the end card. Basically, they're like your phone or PC's operating system, and each one offers a different experience. Stock is sort of the all-rounder, bare bones basic edition. Stock means that it comes with the device from Anbernick and it's included on the handheld. But back to power. For this device line, anything with an XX in its name, we have the same performance essentially. You'll be able to play up to PS1 flawlessly, with lots of PSP and DS support, although you're gonna have to get around not having touch, some OK Dreamcast, and N64 performance, and everything prior to PS1 runs perfect. So all of your pixel-based classics are perfect here. Yep, that means this can be your Pokemon machine, and for a lot of people, it is their Pokemon machine. It was my Pokemon machine at one point. If you don't like the analog sticks, consider getting the RG35XX Plus. It's just like the Pro, but without the sticks, which you might prefer for pocketability and Pokemonability. The Plus doesn't have a lot of options available right now on Ambernick's site, so if you get one, you're probably going to have to order it from Amazon, and it's going to be more expensive there, which is another reason why I suggested the Pro. But let's answer some questions that you might be thinking about right now. Why do I need Wi-Fi? Old games didn't use the internet. You're right, but we live in the future now, and we have a lot of awesome new features on these handhelds, like multiplayer, so you can play Mario Kart with your friend over the internet. Retro achievements, so you can unlock achievements players have made for your favorite games. It's kind of funny. Classic games got achievements before Nintendo started adding an achievement system to their console. Lastly, when you add new games to the handheld, they don't have box art by default. Using Wi-Fi, you can make the handheld automatically search the net for box art so your menus look better. If you don't have Wi-Fi, you have to do it the slow, long, hard way. Why is this device so good for me? Well, the fact is that you don't really have any idea of what you want yet. Not if you're watching this video specifically and you're, in the target demographic. Some of you might just be watching this for fun or so that you can go, actually at me in the comments. You don't really know what you want yet. And in this case, this will help you figure it out. Most people just want a Game Boy, and this is that. It's very much a Game Boy, but like from an alternate timeline because it's just slightly off. Like, it's the Terminator version of the Game Boy. This handheld is the best at doing the most stuff for the cheapest price. You'll find out if you like vertical handhelds, whether you want or need sticks, if Linux handhelds are right for you, how you define pocketability, whether you need it to fit in your pocket, and it has all the buttons you need to play anything it's capable of playing. So if you're stuck with it for a long time, you'll be fine. There are other options that are similar to this device that are also equally good at beginner stuff, like the Battle XP G350 and the R36S. The R36S, though, has been having an issue where people have been getting sent fake ones, or they've been buying fake ones and getting scammed. So I really don't recommend that one for a new person because you have to be able to tell the difference between the two, and it'd just be easier if there was a way for you to just buy the real one and know for a fact that it's the real one, and you can do that with Amberdeck. The RG35XX Pro has an A, B, X, and Y buttons, a good D-pad, 2 analog sticks, easy to reach select and start, and a menu button on the front. And on the back, it has 4 bumpers, R1, R2, L1, L2, so you have everything you need to play your favorites. If you play something like GBA though, which uses less buttons, you can map the extras to stuff like fast forward, slow motion, and other neat stuff. Pokemon is great, grinding Pokemon is not. So having an analog stick to move around and a fast forward button can make things a lot easier. It also has a 4:3 aspect ratio screen, which is what most retro handhelds played on. If I recommended you something like a 16:9 like modern devices, you'd get some big black bars on the sides. This can help you figure out which screen size you want most. Does it play PS2? No. When you ask a question like that, you already know what you want. You need an Android handheld. Okay, but Android handhelds that can play PS2 are expensive. Yeah, my gaming PC can play Monster Hunter Wilds, but I still can't get a constant 60 FPS out of Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. If you want power, you have to pay for it. Sorry, Grubby. Can I make it pretty? Oh, absolutely. That's another reason I recommended it. There are sellers on Etsy that make skins for the front area, and you can add some stickers on the back. There's also buttons that you can swap out, and if you get the Pro, you can get some thumb caps to put on it. You can make it super kawaii. Is it pocketable? Well, sort of. If you have skinny jeans or lady pants, you're not going to be able to fit it. If that's a problem, then you already have a rough idea of what you need. You need a micro handheld, like the RG28XX. It's the one I bring with me everywhere. I don't recommend it for platformers or anything but RPGs, really, because the D-pad is not great. It's very tiny, but it's great for RPGs of all systems, of all kinds on the go. Seriously, like, you can play things like Final Fantasy VII anywhere you want. It doesn't have Wi-Fi though. Few micro handhelds do. Does it come with games? Yes, but a finger just curled on the monkey's paw. These come from China, and as such, not all of them are in English. Some of them are numbered and not in alphabetical order, and some include way too many ROMs. You'll spend more time finding something to play instead of actually playing it. Instead, you should find some ROMs of stuff you want to play while you wait for it to arrive in the mail. Not a ton of games, just like 5 to 10 per system that you like. After that point, just add some as you go. One day you'll have a massive ROM set. No point in having 5,000 games right now if you're only going to play 10. How do I get games? I can't tell you, but Google probably can. How do I add games to the card? Easy. You put the card into your PC or phone, then drag and drop the files to the SD card's ROMs folder that matches your system. There are tons of tutorials out there for this, so just search it up. Retro handheld, how to add games to SD card. What if I don't like it? Well, then make sure you hang on to the box and all the other stuff and give it away to someone as a gift. You'll have done them a favor because you've probably done a lot of setup for it already, and that saves them of having to do the setup themselves. How do I play games on it? Hold the power to turn it on, but select RA games, then the system you want to play, then the game. If you want to play something like Pokemon Emerald and you have it, then click RA games, then GBA, then Pokemon Emerald. After that, it launches it, and then it works just like a Game Boy cart. When you save, it'll save. If you have any more questions, please ask them below. I'm a super small YouTuber, and not just because I'm a mole, so I'll respond if I can help. If you liked this video, check out my video on how to find a specific device just for you. But consider subbing, as I'm making a video on an even cheaper device soon. Thanks for watching, Grubbies. Hope you have fun gaming.